Welcome to my channel. Today we're diving into a story filled with souls and schemes. The old lady said mysteriously she saw Soul floating around the house. That's right, it's his daughter, Xiao. Realized that this old lady was no ordinary person, so he hurriedly asked her if there was a way to see his daughter again. The old lady handed him a book, which seemed the old lady said this book could help him, but only if I move in, then we can chat more, and that's how Anne's attitude suddenly flipped. One dark and stormy night, secretly found the old lady and told her everything about Xiao. Then he curiously asked, why can his daughter Ying see Xiao's soul, but he can't? The old lady replied, if you want to see, you need to open a new house to accept their organization, and following my method will surely let you see. Anne believed her and dove right in. Every day at 3:45 a.m., she'd be faithfully at the rooftop praying. During the day, had learned with the old lady at the old house, but after several days, and was still waiting for Xiao's soul to show up. He pleaded, I desperately want to see Xiao. They'll do anything to see her. Seeing him so determined, the old lady decided to host a ritual, but there was a catch. First, they needed a suitable vessel for Xiao, and that vessel was undeniably Ying. Anne worriedly asked the old lady, is Ying at risk? The old lady confidently replied, not a chance. So, Anne believed the old lady and gifted Ying a limited edition doll, a heavy burden indeed. With all seriousness, he told her, Dad misses Xiao very much. I hope you can help him. Ying was touched by her dad's sincerity and readily agreed, because she also really liked sister Xiao. Next, Prince Triangle marks on Xiao. Here we go. First on the rooftop while praying, summoning a girl in black. Then he put the mark on Ying, which explained why a little girl suddenly appeared at home. What didn't know was that this girl in black was not Xiao, but the old lady's daughter. Will explain that later. The second mark was directly put on her neck by the old lady at school. As for the third mark, it needed him, Ying, and the old lady, but Xiao locked Ying in the hotel. While Xiao was away, secretly brought Ying back, but when Xiao found out, she hurried back to find the old house empty. What Xiao didn't know was that the old lady and her crew were not at the villa, but hiding out at neighbor Aunt Peng's house. After Xiao left, they returned to the villa, ready game on, and cut his palm with a knife for the third mark. After completing these steps, there would be a wait until a specific time when Xiao's soul would enter Ying. Just then, suddenly thought of asking the old lady's daughter why Aunt Peng had disappeared. She replied that Aunt Peng just went to the countryside and should be back tonight. However, while Anne was lost in waiting, he suddenly saw a shadow darting out of the door. Anne was overjoyed, thinking Xiao had returned, but when he got closer, it was none other than the long-lost Aunt Peng. But Aunt Peng now seemed like a different person, her eyes glinting with malice as she lunged at him with the knife. She had been taken over, and the two instantly grappled with each other, Aunt Peng wildly attacking Anne, who hadn't expected this turn of events. Anne was quickly overpowered, just as Ying rushed down the stairs, alarmed and shouting, Dad. But Anne was too weak to fight back, merely watching helplessly as Ying was taken by the woman. Then, the old lady slowly came down holding a doll. She coldly told him that this doll was her youngest daughter, who drowned at 7, and her soul had been sealed in the doll for 10 years. This was to wait for the right vessel, which was Ying, and that's when Anne realized he had been tricked. He shouted in anger, You've been lying to me all along. The summoned little Miss Xiao Hole, it's your daughter. The focus shifted back to the old lady, 4 months earlier, on the day the agent brought her to the school. To get Ying's vessel, this old lady had planned everything meticulously. Then, under the agent's guidance, they came to Little Fist's apartment to wreak some havoc, all going according to plan. On the first day after moving in, the old lady saw Xiao and, to prevent the girl from causing trouble, sealed her in a limited edition doll. Aunt Peng captured that moment, then she showed up to subdue Aunt Peng and turned her into her own servant. Now all the timelines were sorted out, and we returned to the present where the old lady was performing the final ritual for Ying, and suddenly, Ying sensed something was off. She remembered the old lady telling her that another person lived in her body, called Lati, and they had shared the same body for 50 years. At that moment, Ying questioned the old lady, How did you put Lati in your body? The old lady coldly answered, Actually, I'm Lati. The owner of this body has long since passed away, so I can claim this body for myself. Ying panicked instantly, she understood. If this continues, she would disappear herself, so she hurriedly ran out to shout for her dad. But at that moment, Dad was already wounded by Aunt Peng, lying on the ground bleeding profusely, with the game about to conclude. The old lady was ready to transfer her daughter's soul into Ying, a scene that was quite ominous. Meanwhile, the agent was digging a pit to bury little Yu when suddenly, little Yu's phone rang, catching the agent's attention, and she tossed the phone into the river. Little Yu seized the opportunity to sneak out and hide, found a pair of scissors, dealt with the agent, and successfully escaped, then asked the old lady about the rituals.